message. I'll bring it back in a second. Right. Was this chapter 15 or 14? It was a new chapter. 10 years ago, a man named Cecil took a little girl named Lynn hostage and then was killed by a meteorite fragment. Ah, for your charity stream, yes. Tonight, a man named Cecil met a detective named Lynn at a junkyard on the edge of town, and then was killed by a bullet. But the scene I find waiting for me on the other end of the phone line feels like a final nail in the coffin of my lost memory. See, now I feel bad for thinking he was evil. I see myself. He's called Commander Sif. I just want to mention, though, that I did say that it would be somebody on the front cover, and I technically wasn't wrong there. There you are, Commander Sith. Finally. Cecil, where have you been, my good man? We've been looking everywhere for you. Had a little unfinished business to take care of. Didn't think it would take this long. What about your people? They sure went out of their way to mess me up. I say, I believe we've fulfilled every one of your conditions in our little deal. What right do you have to complain about anything outside our bargain? We can talk about that when we get together. This will be our last communication by telephone. We'll arrive in 1 hour. I look forward to seeing you, Cecil. That's his voice now. I've decided that. Dawn is approaching. The darkness surrounding my own mystery is deep, but I know it's always darkest before the dawn. I've got a thing on my. Look, hang on. So to wind it up. Hang on. No. Password. This will make sense. When's dawn? Okay. Sunrise. What's the difference between twilight and sunrise? Okay, there's dawn. Oh, it's backwards, and now it needs a code. Anyway, it tells me where the sun will be at various times of the day, and the point I'm getting at is I don't think it is darkest before the dawn. I think it's darkest literally the dead of night when it's darkest. Solar midnight, according to my phone. I think they're wrong. Somebody call the master of idioms to tell them they've made a mistake. It's inaccurate. Also, just happens to be my rap name, Master of Idioms. Or M-O-R. Moi. Yes. We're nearing the final stages of our little deal, my good man. Yes, sir. All preparations are complete, sir. And just had a report in, sir. Lights have been spotted, sir. Have they now? I don't know why I've decided these voices. By all means, let me have a look. He has a ridiculous face and he did a ridiculous voice. Oh, I'm going to get chandeliers in my new place. Awful 80s chandeliers. Yes, we're very close. We will have to disconnect the communication table and no service until we arrive, sir. Very well. It's nice to see short people represented in games, though. Thank you. Wasn't quite seamless, but it was a nice zoom out. Are they on a... Oh, I was going to say a rocket. They're underwater. On a submarine? Ah, we could be defeated by them just going to the left or the right. Nice try, Inspector Cabenela. But you could never stop me. See ya, sucker. Trick time. So, that submarine guy and his people have a deal going on with me, do they? If that's the case, they probably aren't the ones who killed me, right? Anyway, there's definitely something behind the inspector's death. You can't be the same person. Like, your dead body's already dead. I think I better talk to him. Hey, do you think you could wake up for me? Oh boy, still unconscious, eh? Jelly hands. I guess he hasn't been dead for very long then. I'll just go ahead and go back for 4 minutes before his death. I'm a little nervous about what I might see there, though. But if that's what I'm gonna find my answers, I can't run away from it. Let's rewind time. The Super's office. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately. Wait for our call. That's a good boy. Gee, hostage situation sure is a handy thing. Gives me complete control over the top police inspector in the country. What's the matter? All those broken bones smart a bit. What's it like to feel pain? Does it make you feel alive? Why are you is his dead body being controlled? Why are you doing this? Now, is that any kind of question for a top inspector to ask? Isn't it obvious? Revenge, of course. Revenge on all the people who stole my life away 10 years ago. Don't be... Damn it, he's got the too similar voice. I never did get a voice for him. Don't be ridiculous. It was the meteorite that stole your life. Or have you forgotten that? Welcome back. Wrong. I was murdered by all of you. Detective Jowd, who chased me down, forced me into a corner. Even though I said that in a weird way, even though I was innocent. Lynn, that girl, was right there when I was running. Lynn, she was just an innocent little girl playing in the park. If that brat hadn't been there, I would never have thought of taking a hostage. It's the most self-centered garbage I've ever heard. Finally you, Inspector Cabenela. Me? If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at the kid. You were so proud of your spotless record. And my case was one blot on it, wasn't it? Only 2 people know the real truth, me and Detective Jowd. I bet tonight's execution will be quite a relief to you, won't it? One of the people who knows about the stain on your record will disappear for good. That's why you didn't help him escape from prison. That's the kind of guy you are. I've got nothing to say to you. You'd never listen anyway. Oh, he can rewind his death? Ye gods. Now then, Inspector. Time to make a big red stain on your spotless white coat. This was the never condition of my deal. To wipe out everyone who knew about Temsic. Revenge? That's what I'm up to. Maybe it is him. Just for some reason his ghost... Because his ghost has amnesia, he's not evil anymore? None of this makes any sense. Hey man. Mind telling me what's going on? Inspector Cabenela, he's awake. My head is spinning, baby. Am I to understand the Cabenela character who just got shot as me? That's right. And you're supposed to be the scoundrel who just shot me? I guess so. But you couldn't be, could you? Huh? After all, the guy in the red suit just walked out the door, right? So... Oh, you. I guess I have to face it. I'm not that Cecil guy. I'm just somebody who's searching for himself. That's why I'm here to save you. At the very least, you have information about the guy in red, information I need. So you came on a rescue mission. Now, did you? Nothing like that. Nothing like the sound of that baby. Because there's a very important life in here somewhere. A life valuable to this nation. Okay, so let's do your thing, baby. This good boy, gee, hostage sure is a handy thing. Oh, I was so confused. I was like, what the fuck? So you're a manipulator too. I have ghost trick powers, but of the dead, yeah, but I can't control living creatures. Anyways, Hoot, I think you better be very careful. The guy in red is a manipulator. Naturally, he knows about powers like yours. If he realizes you're here, things might get a little sticky. You're right, I better be careful. Look at him. Oh, he's a ghost. He's a ghost that can control his own dead body? Because he can manipulate it? Something emanating from his body. Oh! That'll be Cecil's dead body. But it won't be what the ghost looks like, maybe. Because they didn't actually show the shooter, they only showed the silhouette. Yeah, I wasn't super keen because the first person he calls baby is her. And then I was like, oh, he calls everyone baby. So that's, I guess, better? Something emanating from his body. Is it really a sign of having special powers of the dead? No, I think there's a ghost in there. I think there's a dead body with a ghost. He just survived getting shot. I can swivel this. Yeah. What's going on? I've never seen the ghost world like this. I can't tell who's fucking talking. So you're here, are you? He sensed my presence. He knows what I'm getting for Christmas. Ah, he's looking at the camera. As am I. I've noticed you. You think you can stop me, do you? I don't know why you're wearing my face. Okay, yeah, he doesn't look like it. He's just wearing his face. But you might as well give up now. I control everything. Oh, no, no, no. He thinks we're wearing his face. Very confused. Everything, including the life of this police inspector in white. Wait, don't shoot. A little too overt. The other me knows about the powers of the dead as well. Who wouldn't notice what you did? You practiced least. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Who wouldn't notice what you just did? You were practically shouting, "Look at me, baby!" There we go. We got for it. Looks like it might be hard to save you under these circumstances. I guess I can't use my powers when in front of him like that. Better rewind, and I shall. Can I get a rewind? Rewind when the crowd say Bo Selecta. There we go. I remembered the lyrics to that song. No, we've read this already, hence the ticks. I wonder how Craig David feels that song got him like a tiny amount, like a few years worth of fame, but it somehow got a hacky comedian a decade's worth of career. I'm not sure if you're aware what Bo Selecta is. Things might get a little sticky. You're right. I better be careful. I will never forgive Craig David for the existence of Keith Lemon. Top of this bookshelf is lined with books. It's one of the top is balanced so precariously, it's wonder it doesn't fall off. How did the old pigeon guy even reach up here? I wonder if it makes sense for him to fetch it from Ghost. Oh, Craig David is a British, like R&B. No, not R&B. What am I talking about? Like garage singer. And he did a song that goes okay, I can't remember the beat, but the lyric goes rewind when the crowd say Bo Selecta, and that's the chorus. And then a comedian, I've forgotten the name of the comedian. We'll just type in Bo Selecta. Yeah, I know it's Lee Francis. Avid Marion, yeah. Made an entire like British TV comedy show where he does like really bad impressions of people. So it's him going, you know, I'm Craig David, Bo Selecta, and he has this bird. And like Bo Selecta's not bad, it's very silly, but like it's not as good as the show deserves in terms of how well it did. Yeah, Bo Selecta's cool response to just thing. But like in the comedy stylings of Avid Marion, it was just a phrase that meant something really personal to him. I don't suppose you've ever heard of Dennis Pennis. Dennis Pennis was a comedian from 20 years ago. He's actually in Game of Thrones as an alcoholic priest, because he's an like actor nowadays. But he used to be a kind of a cruel joke interviewer. He'd line up like Hollywood and like where all the questions would ask, and then he'd ask horrible, inappropriate questions. And his series only lasted like one series, because it turns out if you're just really mean to celebrities, they stop talking to you quite quickly. They recognize you and just don't let you pass. And not all of them deserved it. He was a bit of a dick, but also he's somebody who'd go up to Mel Gibson and call him a racist to his face. So like, but like at the same time, he was just trying to get YouTubers do that sort of thing all the time nowadays. But like for British TV, yeah, it was a new idea. Now imagine that idea, but instead of being cruel, you are now a sycophant. You're the exact opposite. So, and that's what like Avid Marion does. Like, because he has his Avid Marion character, but then he has a load of pretend characters he'd put on like a rubber face and do impressions of people that were all boiled down to like catchphrases. To the point that I don't think anyone in Britain would remember Craig David other than the impression of him. And sometimes he could be quite mean, because he'd do Scary Spice, and he'd do Scary Spice, but voice her like an old man from EastEnders. Things like that. I can't remember all the characters, but like, I can see a picture of him because he's got a giant silly face. And oh yeah, he always would wear the giant glasses that made his eyes really big. Like a large, like, paper mache mask. It's all kind of got a silly veneer to it. The idea of him interacting with anyone is ludicrous, which makes it funnier. To give him credit, it's an idea, he ran with it, he got a successful show. I more resent him because then he made a new character called Keith Lemon, and Keith Lemon has somehow been on TV for like 10 years straight, and it's just fucking awful. It's just like the lowest rent populist television. Whatever talent he had, he's very lazy nowadays. And I think a lot of people would argue that Avid Merrion was already kind of lazy, kind of hacky. It's just like, what if Craig David only said like 4 words? He got a Christmas. I don't know if he got Christmas #1, but in the UK. But he did have a release single called Proper Crimbo. I'm just gonna have a look at the Wikipedia thing. It's not something I'm ever going to. Oh, he did have Bo in the USA as well. Surreal, abstract toilet humor. But yeah, David Blaine Osborne's The Bear. Yeah, he managed to get 5 series out of it. More than Dennis Pennis. Ooh. Hello, Zora. I'm going to stop talking about Bo Selecta and continue my ghost adventure. Welcome to the First Time Chat. I think what annoys me about him is because he goes on panel shows. He never stops playing his character, basically. And like as Keith Lemon, he just he does late night panel shows and does terrible humor, and he never stops being Keith Lemon. It's not even a funny name. There's a show. I am actually going to continue very quickly. I just need to finish my point. There's a show called Toast of London. That has the guy who sounds a tiny bit like me on it. Who's Stephen Toast again? Matt Berry. Matt Berry, who talks like this. And everyone on that show has really funny names. Ray Purchase. I can't do it because it's not funny if I say the names. But he's Clem Fandango. I will. It's going to take me 2 minutes, but I will definitely carry on playing this game. Toast of London is about a haughty British voiceover guy just trying to get by in the world, but he's so self-important. He's always going to sabotage every attempt at fame. He's not as talented as he thinks he is. It is a silly, kind of a surreal world. And there's lots of inside jokes about like how actual actors work. But one of the running jokes is that he will always do voice acting on the radio, because Matt Berry does that in real life as well. He does adverts for Channel 4 and stuff. And there's always 2 guys who always run the sound booth, and they clearly hate him. And every time somebody's like, what, only one of them needs to be there, but for some reason the assistant, who was only supposed to be there for a week, has been there for the entire series. He's called Clem Fandango, and he always says, Clem Fandango here, can you hear me? He's, yes, Clem Fandango, I can hear you! Okay, he's ready to go. And I don't like, he just gets slightly more annoyed every time he's asked. Anyway, all the silly names in that series are really funny. Oh, Bill Hader's in it. I've not gotten that far, apparently. Oh, of course he is, because they went to America for a series. Anyway. I'm going to play this game that I'm purportedly playing right now, rather than talking about British TV programmes. Yes, Clem Fandango, I can hear you. No, don't talk about Matt Berry, John. What are you doing? Oh, you can't see my cursor. Oh, this is like a weird element of mystery about what I'm doing. Oh, now you can see my cursor. Never mind. I must have just clicked off screen. Mystery cursor, it's right here. So Matt Berry is famous. It's going to annoy me if I don't say it now. There's a... Okay. He's in that vampire show, What We Do in the Shadows. But most people originally know him from Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. And Garth Marenghi's Dark Place is a pretend horror hospital show. The gimmick, it only lasted one series, but the gimmick of the show is that it's been lost. It's been lost for 30 years because the show was so bad they never put it on TV. Yeah, everyone loves... oh yeah, it's... Matt Berry is very popular. And so the series you watch is actually a documentary about the series. So it's a good comedy pretending to be a really bad hospital horror. And every line Matt Berry says in that show is overdubbed by himself, just to make it sound extra weird. And he likes to put the emphasis in the wrong place. So like, and Toast of London sort of naturally follows from that. Although the actual follow one is Snuffbox. Yeah, and I think Matt Berry has a contract that says he must be able to sing in his TV programs, because he likes to sing a bit like Elton John, but obviously nowhere near as good as Elton John, because we would have known by now if he was as good as Elton John. But like, that hasn't stopped him from singing in literally everything he's in. So like, I feel he must have a clause that lets him do that. Anyway, computer games. What are we doing? We just examined the book. If I rock this, I feel like he will just immediately notice, but I don't think I can... We'll give it a go. It might be a bit more subtle. That seems subtler, but... Right. We know what's going on. We have seen the ghost world, I guess. This is literally the we saw this earlier. I also think the guy who plays Garth Marenghi needs to be, he's called Matthew Berry. No, that's Matt Berry, you idiot. Who's Garth Marenghi again? Matthew Holness. He needs to be in more things. He's not going to be in more things because Dark Place was 20 years ago. So Garth Marenghi is a pretend... He's a pastiche of Stephen King and lots of horror writers. But he's a hack. He's a terrible horror writer. And that's the joke. But he also thinks he's incredibly like talented and flawless. And I'm not going to be able to explain very well. Everything okay? Let's skip this. You could have been clicking buttons while you did this. Trick time. Also, I need to put this up because I'm jumping about. Oh, there's an underground. If I do that, he's just gonna notice it immediately. I feel like I haven't reached it. Ah! Does this have a fast forward button? Let's turn that frame skip off. He's pretty smooth himself. I mean, you should see his dancing. Okay, the only thing I haven't interacted with is the top. He sort of does it when he's talking. I think it's because I... Okay. Ah, what's the matter? All those broken bones smart a bit. Feel pain doesn't make you feel alive. Okay. Wewenge. Water. Oh. Fuck. At least I don't have to do it all over again. What does doing the spout lid do? Now we wait. Look at this place. Ah, yes, it's all rubble now, but it was the crime scene. What in the world happened here? I think I'm starting to remember. Something bad happened here. And now, there's another death lying hidden here. What? Another death? The pigeon man, didn't I tell you from the start? Didn't I say there was a very, very important life, valuable to the nation here? I thought you were talking about you? Huh. I'm just a crazy character. The white coat, baby. No, the pigeon man. He's not more important than Missile, but hey, come to think of it, where's that old pigeon guy? Everyone gets to die. Excuse me. Of course. I never sleep during work hours. Professor, do you recognize me? There's only one crazy character in a white coat I know of. He hasn't lost his memory. I'm not the type who likes losing things. But never mind that. Cabenela, this is quite a surprising guest you brought with you. Pretending like he didn't just blow up the place. You talking about me? Oh, this is a different guy. And I'm his guest, actually. Said he came to rescue us. Unlike you, my sharp friend, he still hasn't gotten his memory back. Huh. Pitiful. Less growl, John. Ouch, that hurts. Anyway, now we'll be going back 4 minutes before your death. In order to change your fate, that is. But aren't we already in the past, man? But we can go back even further. I've done it before. I still don't see a path to saving Inspector Cabenela. But if we go back even further, maybe I'll find a lead. Huh. How many times do I have to tell you, Professor? This place is dangerous. Don't be daft. I can't leave now. He's completely dead. But just as I thought, I'm getting a reading. This is the source of his powers. If I remove it... he's not dead, he's just not there. The true form of the manipulator isn't something you can detect. It's a spirit. Ridiculous. So you figured it all out, huh? You're a clever man, Inspector Cabenela. Thank you. So it's really true. I waste a lot of time tonight because of you, Inspector. But it's just like you said. I died 10 years ago. This body is just a vessel, a shell. I control everything. The shell, people. Just like I controlled the Justice Minister and Lynn. So why do we look like him? So it's true you were manipulating my baby that time. You made her shoot your shell. But why? Why would you do something like that? Hate it when you keep falling into the sun. Good luck with your practice. Well, you've just finished practice, you know what I mean. And farewell. Thank you for joining me. Well spoken, Rambler. To create conclusive evidence, you know, on that security tape. No, she's a murderer too. She'll suffer just like Zhao did. Now then, Professor. I'm afraid now it's time for you to die. Don't have any grudge against you. I'm even grateful to you. Oh yes. So why don't you let me live then? I believe in this country forever tonight, but before I do, I need to erase all the evidence that these powers of mine exist. Oh, I see. Then not that is suddenly a twist. Along with the contraption in this room. We should perhaps stop him from doing whatever he's doing right now. This time, this thing will work the way it meant to, and it'll be all over. Cupid won't turn this time. He'll shoot his little arrow this way. Professor, look out! Dynamite, eh? When the devil did he put that there? Planned it all out tonight. Having my baby shoot him, yeah, I'm not sure why. Having his corpse disappear. His corpse disappeared. The medical examiner, remember him. He was a complete and utter impostor. He said he was going to take the corpse back to the lab, but he already made the deal with the manipulator to meet him and give him back the body. But I wasn't going to let that happen, baby. You saw through that plan, hey? I noticed right away the medical examiner didn't know the first thing about examining a body. I knew he was a fake, so I tracked him down and brought him off. Brought him off? Had him smuggle the corpse to this room. I thought we could find the source of his powers. Of course, never in my wildest dreams did I think his abilities were the powers of the dead. It's babies all the way down. Anyway, there isn't much time. He's leaving the country before dawn. I'm gonna follow him, of course, after I save you two. But something's been nagging at the back of my mind. I remember what Ray said to me tonight. He said the spirits cease to exist when the day breaks. But if that's true, how could a spirit from 10 years ago still be here? No time for thinking out, baby. Action's the name of the game. Also, it's this ghost trick. Phantom detective. Work your magic. Take us back even further into the past. Think you'll find the game is called Ghost Trick. Actually, alright, man, jump in there and stop that explosion, would you? He's enough for you to say. Foolish of you to say, too. If you stop the explosion, he'll just do me in some other way. Fair enough. Jump in there and take care of the man in red, would you? I repeat, easy enough for you to say. And most likely impossible to boot. That huge explosion didn't even make him bat an eye. Well, what do you propose then, Prof? Pray tell. Your best bet is to save me during the explosion without him noticing. Easy enough for you to say, so with all these people. Am I right? Anywho, jump in there and do something. Okay. Doesn't open downwards. That's why we both did. Door that opens downwards, eh? Ghost. What's on here? No. Oh, is that the tire? Measuring device. It's completely dead, just yeah, okay, I don't know why I clicked on that. Source of his powers if I remove it. I kind of think I need to be not stranded. That is a tire. Oh, battery's running out. Right. We're waiting, watching the scene play out. Time's running out, baby. Cecil. Hey, another voice. Help me. Where are you? Find me before I'm carried away. The dog! How in the fuck? The measuring device? And the water's in this thing. Device is meteorite data entered into it. Detects temperature radiation and responds. God, the kid, isn't that a lovely thing? Guess sometimes it's not important to think about these things too much. What a sorry pair. Ghost. Open, examine. Examine? Can't stop this. I can hold the contraption, that won't really solve anything. Smart boy. Yeah, we'll just find a different way. The fuck? Cecil, here he is again. Farewell. I was carried away. Where was he? I did try to find him, you dickhead. I looked around, you know, from corner to corner, maybe. Oh, but now we have to wait 2 minutes. Okay, let's research if I can actually keep going. Keep going. Let me look at the options while it's happening. This me speed up. Config. Hotkey config? Where are we? Okay. Equals minus. 0 for equals minus. No, I want like a. What the fuck is that? Just make it a. Fast forward. I'm gonna make it tab. Okay, I might be able to actually find him by looking around. What's going on here? Oh. Well, that's... Oh, it's the leaf. I forgot the dog was in the leaf. Cecil, here I am. Oh, hey, it's... Missile! What are you doing there? Kind of think it was cheeky that I had to move the camera, a thing I've never really had to do to solve a puzzle before. Do you really have to ask? Seriously, are you really going there? Oh, no, that's okay, never mind. Anyway, I need your powers. Will you help me out? Of course! Here, let me come join you. And we made some rat friends as well. Okay, here I am, Cecil. Now maybe things will flow in a new direction. Even though the flow is of the sewer is a little bit stinky. Fate has changed? It's not a ball. Squeaky, you guys are making a fuss about something. Cecil, my animal instincts are starting to surface. You mean you want to chase them? I think you have to be alive to do that. There must be some kind of rat feast in that trash can. Those things usually make a bigger commotion than that. Bigger commotion, eh? Yay, ratty friends! Now that's what I'd call a proper commotion. Making that trash can dance? Truth be told, I feel like a bit like dancing now myself. Getting harder and harder to hold my wild instincts back. What a dangerous bunch. Let's swap. Oh, they broke it, so it doesn't work anymore. We have quite a lot of time, to be honest. Let's stop that explosion. We can't do that. Okay, let's take care of the man in red then. Can't do that either. We can't do this, we can't do that. What can we do? Let the explosion happen. We have to rescue the old pigeon guy without red man in red noticing. Your power's the key to all of it, Missile. I don't know about that, but I'll do my best. We're talking about a matter of seconds. We can't miss our chance. Oh. Professor, look, I know what to do. It might be too late for me to do what I have to do. Oh, I was going to do that. I was gonna do it. Don't tell me what to do. I know. After fatty change. Because an object, as I predicted in the earlier one, an object changed shape. Oops. Crap. There we go. Sorry, little pigeon. As for you, Inspector, it's a little job for you. I can't move. I think I have 4 or 5 broken bones. Thank you. Don't mind, it won't prevent me from manipulating you. Might make it hurt a little bit when I move you, though. Quite a bit, actually. Damn you. Happy bird. I can't believe it. You lot actually pulled it off. Sorry, Inspector Cabenela, I couldn't do anything to help you. There I am, poor broken heap of arms and legs. But no matter, I enjoyed the show. The magic disappearing act, that is nothing like it, baby. Yeah, except, unlike a normal magic trick, I'm the one that managed to vanish without a trace here. Your info's been added. I think everyone's disappeared. I must have spoke about Matt Barrier for too long. What's the matter? You look like you'd rather be dead. Not that you aren't. I was just remembering the fact that right about now, the real me is giving the poor Justice Minister a real fright. Oh, the phone call. Oh, the phone call, yes. He was pretty upset. Excuse me, mister. You really shouldn't be mean like that. What's this lively little creature? Oh, this little doggy is the warrior who keeps Cabenela safe. Or he would be if he was actually still full of life. Cabenela. God in heaven, what a terrible thing. I suspect, like, coming into, like, oh, I get to watch someone play this game, and it's just, like, straight up not playing it for 10 minutes. Poor little girl taken hostage. It's a cruel twist of fate indeed. Wait a minute. Miss Camilla a hostage. Yeah, well, sorry, little warrior. Miss Camilla? A hostage? What's a hostage? Anyway, Inspector Cabenela, it's time to save your life now. It's a, like, missile then. But you couldn't get away very far away when I tried before, alright? But this time it's different, right, Cecil? That's right with us. Working together, it's a whole different situation. We'll save the Inspector in white, and then we'll go rescue Cabenela, okay? Okay, let's hurry up and get through this. Gee, kids, you're making me feel like an afterthought. Why don't any of the other dead people get powers? Right, let's get started. Inspector Cabenela is upstairs. Our first step is to get up there. I'll go up first and wait for you. Talk fast. Like a missile. Okay, lovey-dove. We need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. There's Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it. I haven't quite decided on his voice. The problem is, there's already a man that sounds like this. I can't have two. You've got great, little pigeon. Better get up there before the little pigeon's strength gives out. Thank you. Missile's waiting for me. Better hurry. Ghost. How does the pigeon know that I've left? There you are, Cecil. Sorry for the wait, Missile. 4 minutes from now, the Inspector will be killed by a gun. You'd jump in there and stop him from firing, would you? Here you go again with that stuff. Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you some other way. Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Yes, yep, same situation as mine. Your best bet this time around is to allow him to shoot and then save Cabenela without him noticing. Well, that's even worse than last time. Anywho, jump in there and do something. Okay, I'm ready to jump in, Cecil. Don't forget, whenever you want to use my powers, you do the Okay, we have access to new stuff now. With these photos. And a knit hat. Is that a thing? A knit hat? Okay, don't worry, John. Stuck on something that won't budge. But the man might put a curse on it. Yes, like a message. Do something to help me. Oh, that's spooky. I have a message for you to myself. Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead. Stop messing with the battered old hoist and do something to help me. You heard him, Cecil. Oh boy. Not seeing a lot of stuff that is the same size. There's obviously this... Oh, the helmet and the knit hat. Which is totally how you pronounce that word. Are not close enough. Microscope. We'll let it run for a bit. All right. Yeah, the game is Did you see that? Bad sis will turn around. Do you have to call him that? Fuck. Oh, hang on. Wrong button. It's too late, but also it falls the wrong place. Okay, yeah, I should have started using it ages ago. He doesn't know. Cool. This hasn't helped us very much. Oh, hang on. What? What am I connecting up here? Oh, no, it's the talk. Explain something. How did the man who might die? Got shot with a gun? Gun? I always wondered about those things. How come people die when they hear the word bang? Oh, why do they die? I don't remember. Oh, brother, I hope I never lose my memory. Mr. Whitecoat here died because he got shot with a bullet. Bullet? Little lump of metal that proves fatal when gets lodged in the head. Ah, I get it. It's like a little tiny Mino, right? Yeah. Something like that, I guess. Different ship, though. That case, I ought to be able to use my powers on it and save the man in white. Hey, good news, eh, Whitecoat? Can everyone just call me Cabenela? Why did we knock this to the ground? A little scared right now. Why didn't he die? Because he's already dead. He died 10 years ago. I knew full well I wouldn't die if I shot him. Then why did you go to the trouble of shooting him? Time's almost up. There's enough chit-chat. Now the situation's changed slightly. Last split seconds could be our chance. Okay, I've got some bad feeling. Oh, is the knit hat in the shape of a bullet? Might be enough then. The hat. Maybe. Maybe the hat's facing the wrong way? You don't get to interact with the bullet after it's fired. Oh, why does it have to be from the beginning? What does the hat do? Oh, the book. I didn't see the book before. Book is the same shape as the hat. Don't get what's up with that, but I guess that's bullet-shaped? Find the hook. Love knit hats. So warm. See, I would call that a woolly hat. Soft. Same shape as the helmet you just knocked down. Why would it matter that it's the same shape as the helmet? I would care that it's the same shape as a bullet. Gonna make a save state. It's not too late. I've got the thing. Last split second, okay. Would you look at that? The bullet is hanging in mid-air between the gun and the inspector's forehead. Now's our chance. I'm here in the bullet right now. Let's swap this little thing with something else. What? So I only hope it's got to be something here with the same shape and direction as the bullet. I never saw a bullet before. That's such a cute little shape, doesn't it? Yeah, I can check out the shape of the top screen. Next game. Why didn't he do that a second ago? Either way. Still probably hurt a bit. Oh yeah, I guess the gun would bang, regardless, even if it didn't hit him. I don't think he noticed. Looks like you pulled off another magic disappearing act. And now I say again, I love knit hats, warm, most of all, soft. Did I do it all right? You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life. And I'll keep doing it too. I'll keep doing it too. I'm gonna keep saving lives. Over and over. What I saw in just these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for. All of our research these past 10 years pales in comparison, my Professor. So you two are working together? That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? So we pursued it ourselves, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. I'm quite a crazy character myself, after all. Okay, let's hurry up. Back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camilla. Good night, Missile. And there's a certain guy I have to follow too. Oh, but appears people came back. After completing his revenge on Inspector Cabenela, the man in red left. And now a new story is about to unfold in a new present. Somebody's playing game SimCity Theme Hospital nearby. How are you feeling, you crazy old character? Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. I don't know if I'm getting old. What? You are just... Yeah, I know. If a wrestler put you in that position, I'd call him massively unprofessional. That's all I'm saying. I've got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right. Like I'm going to believe that. So, what? The guy in red is gone, eh? Just in case I posted special investigation units. The SIU all around the building. Let's just pray the boys came through for us. Damn it. You picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. You'll never dance again. Well, it looks like both of their deaths were erased. Unfortunately, in the case of the Inspector in White, I can't call it a complete success, but in any case, these two have information. I need to start tracking the manipulator. Better talk to them. Just talk to Lamp. Alright, fine. If I knew things were going to end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red right now. Might be able to raise the deaths, but that's true, but I can't do much about the injuries. You could have put a blanket down. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yeah, it's... Because the thing with the dog as well is, once you're dead and come back, you can talk to ghosts. Possibly just the one. No, because they can talk to Missile. And you remember being dead. And you remember the future that got averted as well. But of course, potentially somebody could rewind that. And then I don't know what would happen if somebody rewound. I guess that's why all the ghosts need individual powers. But he can still avert his own. Like, this game might just end up with you just... Oh no, because you can't bring him to life because that's not his body. Presumably he's somebody... Why does he look like that though? Because they get to see what he looks like. If they say he looks like him. Why was he dead in his body? Yes, sorry, I suppose you're feeling right. You're right, I hate feeling so helpless. It was right there, within my grasp. All of our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. I guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector, we still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. So you're right, that's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any questions you like, Mr. Ghost. Wawenge. The guy mentioned Wawenge. Mwata. Wawenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. He's a fool. He's the one who made that decision to take that little girl hostage. And he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. But what about when he said this? I was murdered by all of you. Jared forced me into corner Lynn. Yeah, and finally, Inspector Cabenela, if you hadn't done what you did. Ah, look at my vague language. Why would I talk in such a way? I never would have pointed the gun at the kid. Seems like a fair trade. Food for thought. Yes. 10 years ago, on that day, the SIU was working on a certain big case. Do you fucking vague language again? It's only anime games that do a certain person, where they just like, I don't know, just write that line better. I know you're trying to be ambiguous for the mystery, but like, I hate the phrase "a certain" like thing. Just the way it's used. That man. The only time I like it is in the beat 'em up. What's it called? That man. Villain. There we go. Guilty Gear. I like the modern Guilty Gears, but I do prefer the earlier ones where the storyline was entirely in everyone's backstories and it was entirely inscrutable. The villain to Guilty Gear for ages was a person known as That Man, and I enjoyed very much that he was just called That Man. And they sort of ruined it by making him into an actual character. Or was That Man a different person? Asuka. Anyway. That's not me. that day. And then I made two very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it. Fine. Fine, you're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the SIU can make the rest of your life a living hell. But I've just been assigned to the SIU, you see. They didn't share much info on the big cases with a newbie like me yet. I wanted to impress them. It's only supposed to be a simple matter of taking a statement. We're having an A-cab moment. But I was too green. I pushed him too hard. I drove him into the corner and made him lose all hope. It was my first mistake. Although this is implying that this isn't just routine procedure. And then I made another mistake on top of that. Cabenela, got a minute? Chief wants to see you about a report. Got it, I'll be right there. You stay right there and be a good boy now. You got to see his almost dance. That's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun? How could you? Used my gun to escape. What he said was true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had the guns pointed at Lynn in the first place. Manipulator. I first found out about the manipulator's existence during a certain overseas communication. A certain one. A specific one. I could have just said an investigation. I know it was a certain one. That's how things work. Things are certain things. I was drinking out of a certain can. I won't say which one. Overseas communication. For national security purposes, the country keeps tabs on the communication networks. Particular communication was making a deal with certain foreign country. Which one? He said he wanted to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know at the time what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them two predictions. He foresaw two completely preposterous, impossible cases. Case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and case of the man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office. Those two inmates, the special prison, eh? We kept tabs on the communication and launched an investigation. Finally, we pinpointed where they were going to meet tonight and staked it out. The restaurant, the Chicken Kitchen. The manipulator plans on leaving this country tonight? Yeah. On a submarine that belongs to another country in this deal. Submarine! We haven't been able to find out when it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think what would happen if these powers were to fall into their hands. This has been a really long chapter, by the way. Right. Highly unlikely they'd use them for peaceful purposes. And now they have a little girl as a hostage. Camilla. We have to stop him before he leaves the country. I think we had one quick chapter and one really long chapter. Spotless record. This spotless record of yours, is it really that important to you? Of course, baby. Some ways it's more important to me than my life, because I'm an idiot. Than your life, eh? After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on all intel as the head of the SIU. Because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation to the manipulator case. Fine, whatever. The M case, that's why I can make acronyms. That's not an acronym. I can abbreviate. That's why you cared so much about your records. Of course. Why else, baby? I never could believe it, man. Child shooting Alma. I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story. Some secret. Sweet. But now that sounds like somebody saying sweet. Like a sweet. I did everything I could to climb the ladder, everything in my power. Then I finally found the answers. Took 5 long years, though. The manipulator, he was going to prove that Jowd is innocent. With incredible determination. I want to listen to that one again. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to help DJ, why didn't you help him escape from prison? It's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. Wasn't about to help him commit a crime, spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself asked to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution would be stopped legally. That's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. Needed to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby. So that's it, eh? Also this. This only happens in anime games as well, where somebody goes, yeah, and I took the cookie from the cookie jar. Ah, so that's why the cookie disappeared from the cookie jar. Yeah, I know! He just said... There's one unfortunate result of all of this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions. What a misunderstanding. My baby will come around. Give it time. My baby, my baby. Sorry, I'm just doing not system down. Search Tankanian. But there's more important things to be our time tonight. I'm going to do the middle one. Oh, hang on. I've done them all. Oh, I get to talk to... Oh, fucking hell. All the stories happening now. Mr. Superintendent, do you mind if I talk to you a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. I used to be a part of the police. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I've investigated the victim's cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse, hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. There was no signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity too. This one. That's the only way I can describe it, too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead all right. No question about that. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. Oh, that piano was descending. I was completely bewildered, but when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. You couldn't? But what do you mean? The scalpel went in, but I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up in the very instant next. And that's how it went. No scarring or blood either. And I never had the chance to solve the mystery. But the corpse had up and vanished on us. The morgue is well guarded. Nobody could have stolen that body. And there is one way the corpse could have disappeared. What's that? The guards would know it's that as well, surely. It's a good thing they tried to do a medical examination on a dead body without undressing him first. It got up and opened the door. It walked out on its own. What? The dead body did the thing that we already know the villain can do? My God! He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him. He didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove. The clue left behind. Corpse left behind some data. Or he'd say data, wouldn't he? Some data. I can't bring myself to say it. From some testing I did. I got some readings for some kind of radiation coming off. Is this aliens? A ghost's aliens? Radiation. I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown. How would you know it's unknown radiation? We detect, like, radiation using a Geiger counter. He goes, like, it doesn't say... Okay, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Wait a minute, could it be? That's right, it's Christian. No, sorry, Michael Cole. It doesn't matter, I'm not going to explain wrestling. Was going for the meteorite fragment. I'm speeding up. I went to the park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell. Just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. It was the exact same pattern as the radiation of that of the corpse. At the time, I thought he was some kind of immortal being. He would die only to come back to life. I wanted to research it all in depth, so I quit my job as a police and medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulated case. Oh no, this piece of black... Oh, it's fine. He's going to be fine. It's not going. He disappears down the black hole. He's being defended. Thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here. Ah, stop. Professor, do you want to see me blush? I'm already in lots of pain. Cabenela's arrival. I'm going to go for that one. It was about a year ago, I'd say. This, sorry, that would have been really loud on the mic. Me tapping my my mouse. It has all the colours. It's got blue. It's got all the colours. This man in the white came dancing into my research lab here. I heard there was an oddball here who was researching Temsic. Is that you, baby? Who are you calling an oddball? What? Who are you to be calling anyone a oddball? I was investigating the manipulator case then. Then I heard there was a man who quit the police force, studied the meteorite. Then I heard that it was like a meteorite had struck me on the head. What? At the time, we were starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who... Oh, that's one of the police officers. It's not a gangster. Okay, that explains one of the earlier scenes. They kind of look similar. That's why I was confused. It was this guy here. This isn't... Yeah. Didn't know who it was yet. We knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. In one of those communications, we heard the manipulator say this: "The source of my power is not from this world." That's when I put two and two together, baby. Well, it's lucky you said that. The manipulator case and the temp stick were somehow connected, which also explains how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise a little girl made for her mother. Okay. No, I don't need to press it. It's fine. We don't need to press it every time someone says the word mother. I added a gun to the contraption most likely to control it. Obviously, we used it when she died, but... So that contraption in the basement here, you built that to try and help Detective Trout. That's right. Mothers aren't safe in anime games, everyone knows that. Which is surprising, because mums are tough. Jard and I worked together back when we were on the force, used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device, but there was just one part of it that I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried. Doesn't even matter how hard I try. Keep that in mind. I decided... Hang on. Camilla told Jard it should... It's something. Did an impossible move. It's almost 1 a.m. I might be feeling that. I added that part of the device I recreated. I put in a part that would allow Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. That must have been somebody manipulated Camilla's contraption. As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed. Wait, I went through that pretty fast. The contraption wouldn't run unless the Cupid had the ability to turn, and that proved the manipulator actually existed. How? So, sorry, they rebuilt the entire Rube Goldberg machine when, it can't do the thing it did unless we... Okay, I guess... Did they have her, like, blueprints? Because how did they build... I'm a little confused about how that actually happened, but okay, whatever, it's fine. Inspector Cabenela. Hey, baby. Sorry about that phone call. Must have sounded like a real villain. Hated to spoil your image of me. That cool cat inspector you always looked up to. Okay, well, I know the voices right now. Is that really the image she had of him? Inspector Cabenela, I'm sorry, I just heard you were chasing after the man all the time. I was listening outside the door. This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved. What do you mean? She's in the front. She's right there. She's already involved. As is my missile. So that's why you had me arrested tonight, isn't it? I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw him in the slammer. A cab, am I right? Yikes. Yes, that is indeed the correct vernacular to express in this exact situation. Nailed it. No notes. Tonight, I really thought we'd finally had him, but my body gave out on me right at the critical moment. It's like a cruel joke. Ha ha ha! But a joke is a joke. You might as well laugh. Child. The minister called off the execution order. I feel like, as somebody who's recently had to do a fuck ton of solicitor stuff, I feel like there's a lot of paperwork associated with him just walking out of prison. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jard go free until tomorrow morning too. That's a pretty extreme while he was at it. I enjoyed that the shirt, it just palette swapped itself around. Sorry it took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again. You've always been like that. Make everyone else run around, and you swoop in at the last second. That way you get to take all the credit. Child. 5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. I promised to give it back to you one day. That bird is very intelligent. And strong. He has his coat powers back. The powers of owning a coat. I've been waiting so long, Detective Gerald. Waiting for this day to come. Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave me is just what I needed, thank you. Glad you like it. It's a pocket watch. Sizzle, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me? Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is, and the phone line doesn't work. They use communication cables to make their calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow, you'll see. Could you wait here until we do, please? Okay, I'm fine. I'm counting on you. This true stuff you're looking for. I bet you'll find it soon. Alright, I'm leaving, Inspector Cabenela. Somebody put the kettle back on. It's almost dawn, and I'm not sure. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am than ever. But now I don't feel so alone. Each one of us, for his or her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost dawn. Okay. I'm sensing I'm about to hit the last level. But also, it's 1 I could. And I probably will be up for the next 2 hours. But I'm also probably struggling a little bit. But I'm going to try and finish this. I'll try and finish this Monday at 8 o'clock, which might be a bit early for some people. But, we're going to save our game regardless. I'm getting final level vibes, maybe final 2 levels, but yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to have to finish this next week on Monday. This has been Johnstruct, Phantom Detective. Once I'm done with this, I'll be playing this mysterious game on Tuesday, hopefully, maybe. At the very least, well, that should be underneath the writing, shouldn't it? It should be underneath the writing. There's a song about putting stuff underneath writing. I hope everyone enjoyed that as well. Yeah, that was possible. Where is the writing? There we go. There's a good place. But what could it be? It could be any game next. Who knows? Yes, yeah, that's how you find him at the start of the game. Anyway, sorry, it's really quiet now. I mean, in the YouTube video, there'll be outro music. But thank you very much for watching this. I've been the Johnstruct. I've been having a Johnstruct Phantom Detective Adventure. Farewell. And I'll see you maybe Monday? Maybe Monday? I mean, I'll be playing games tomorrow. But just won't be this one. I could have used that time to escape, couldn't I? Scroll down and check out the Wayward list. It'll probably be one of those. Or maybe something else, because musical. Thank you for the watch. Farewell.